No survivors after helicopter collides with a passenger plane over D.C. There were 60 people on that plane last night in D.C., you guys. Not one single survivor. You want to know why? Do you want me to lie to you or do you want me to tell you the truth? I'm going to be honest with you. The Most High viciously and brutally maimed. I'm sorry, he didn't maim. He brutally killed every single person that was on that plane. There were 60 passengers on that plane. A lot of top figure skaters from Russia and America. The Most High is not playing any more games. The Most High is the one who does the killing. Not the devil, not Satan, not the Negro next door. Yahweh is the one who takes life away. And he can do it in a brutal way when he wants to put on a show. And somebody out there may be saying, no, brother, you got it wrong. I don't agree with that. I've talked to a couple of Christians today. And I'm bringing home the point that it's terrible what happened to those people on that plane last night. It was terrible. But isn't the Most High God terrible? And some of you out there, maybe you're not familiar with the Most High being terrible. Well, let's see if we can find some scriptures to back me up. All right? Let's see. The first one we're going to go to, bear with me, Hebrew, but I know I got to read this because some people are not going to understand this. They're going to think I'm making this up. Psalms 47:2. For Yahweh Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. Did you hear that? It said he was terrible. Hold up, though. I want you to hear this one. Once again, talking to a Christian today. Okay? Christians don't like to deal with reality. They have a hard time accepting the truth about the one who they call God. Listen to this. The book of Psalms, chapter 66 and verse 5. This is why everybody on board that plane last night died a horrific, brutal death. A terrible death they died last night. And here's why. The book of Psalms, chapter 66, verse 5. Come and see the works of God. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. Did you hear what I just read? I know that there's somebody out there right now. You are shaking your head. No, brother, you don't understand. And it's not me that don't understand. You're the one who don't understand. If you think that anybody else on earth other than Yahweh himself, if you think anybody other than the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, if you think anybody other than him is responsible for all those people dying last night over DC in the air, head-on collision with the Army helicopter and a passenger plane, if you think that anybody else was responsible other than the one you call God, you have a lot to learn. You have a lot to learn. But good thing you're here. You can subscribe to this channel now and you can start getting your knowledge up. I just read it to you once, but maybe I got to read it to you again. Because that's how most of God's children are. You stiff-necked, you got a thick Hebrew skull, and you got thick Hebrew wax inside of your ears that does not allow you to hear. Listen. Psalm 66 and 5. Read, come and see the works of God. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. I want to ask you something. Is 60 people on a plane and they all perishing? Is that terrible? Is it? Of course it is. And so is Yahweh. He is terrible in his doings toward the children of men. And guess what right now? I can see a Christian out there right now. You know what a Christian doing right now? They're just looking. They're looking because they're confounded. They're perplexed. They don't like what I'm saying, but these are not my words. I just read it to you. But you know what a Christian will do? A Christian will try to figure out how to douse spiritual baby oil all over what I just read and try to figure out a way to say that even though we just read, I'm going to read it again for you stiff-necked, jelly-back niggers out there. Psalm 66 and 5. A Christian is going to try to say, no, brother, you're misinterpreting that. I'm not misinterpreting nothing. I didn't even interpret anything. I'm just reading. Psalm 66 and 5. Come and see the works of God, for he is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. That doesn't need any breakdown. It says what it says. The way that the Most High treats the children of men, he can be terrible. But you know what a Christian will do? They will read that verse. They'll prefer to skip right over that. A Christian is not going to read that verse unless they are forced to. They're not going to read it. And when somebody like you or me reads it, they're just going to look at you like this. Inside, they're pissed. But they don't have anything to combat it with because these are the words of the Old Testament. The Old Testament is undefeated. They can try to douse that verse with spiritual baby oil, but it ain't going to work. You can say you don't believe this all you want. You can say you don't agree all you want. You ain't going to stop Yahweh from being terrible in his doings toward the children of men. Just like last night, 60 people on board and they all were brutally killed by the one who is terrible in his doings toward the children of men. Last I checked, everybody on that plane is the so-called children of men. The Most High was terrible what he did to them last night. Yahweh is the one who is directly responsible. He didn't allow it. He orchestrated it. The Most High is the biggest killer that you ever gonna meet. The biggest gangster that you ever gonna meet. You better snap out of it before you get BK'd. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you better turn to the Most High God before he kills you. Peace.